Something happened to your soulmate's family, they have no choice but to act in a way that will. Archangel Michael says, the moment you hear these words, know that time has already shifted. A chain of events that began in silence is now reaching your life. What your soulmate's family just faced is not ordinary, it is a storm meant to shake roots, break illusions, and test love in a way you never thought possible. The night may seem still, but under that stillness, the voices of angels and shadows collide. Your soulmate's family has been struck by something sudden, something that left no room for pause or retreat. The ripple it sends is already stretching toward you, drawing you into a web of destiny you did not prepare for, but one that was always meant to find you. Even now, they are making choices, not because they want to, but because there is no other path left open. The walls they trusted have fallen, the bonds they once leaned on have been broken, and what lies before them is heavier than any burden they have carried before. But in this heaviness, something sacred is being born, and that sacred thread ties directly into your own life. You may not see it yet, but the choices they make now will touch your heart, your path, and your very spirit. This is not just their battle, it is yours too, because soul bonds are eternal. The unseen hand of destiny is pulling you closer into the fire of their struggle, so that together, you may find light that even darkness cannot extinguish. They tried to keep it quiet. They tried to hide the cracks in their family's foundation so no one outside would notice. But the truth has a way of leaking through walls, and now, their silence has turned into a storm that can no longer be ignored. Someone close to your soulmate has been caught in a matter so serious it changes everything. The decisions being made around them are urgent, and in their urgency, they are forced to take a step that will touch your life directly. You may not be in the room where these choices are happening, but spiritually, you are standing at the very center of their weight. Archangel Michael's voice presses forward, "Child, you must stay awake." What is happening to their family is more than crisis, it is initiation. It is a breaking open of the veil, so that love, truth, and destiny can show their faces without disguise. The family has reached a crossroad where silence cannot protect them anymore. Something hidden has been exposed, and now, decisions that should have taken months must be made in mere days. These choices may feel forced, but they are unlocking a doorway you were destined to walk through. Your soulmate's heart is heavy, not only because of what their family faces, but because they know it will spill into your life. They cannot shield you entirely, though part of them wishes they could. What they carry, you will feel; what they face, you will sense; what they choose, you will live. This is not punishment, it is alignment. The trials that fall on them are mirrors to the hidden tests you were meant to overcome. Without this collision of events, both of you would remain asleep to certain truths, but now, the fire has been lit, and neither of you can turn away from it. There are whispers of separation, whispers of surrender, whispers of sacrifice. Yet in those whispers, something greater rises, a hand of divine protection, guiding the steps even when it feels like every step is a stumble. This is where endurance and faith become the sharpest weapons against despair. Their family cannot go back to the way things were. Too much has shifted, too much has been revealed. And as they face this reality, you are being called not to fear, but to stand tall as the one who understands what their soul cannot speak aloud. Type Amen 555 if you embrace the shield of divine courage. You may feel a pull inside, as though your chest tightens at random moments or your thoughts wander into shadows you cannot name. This is not coincidence. It is your spirit echoing the weight your soulmate carries, because the tether between you cannot be severed by distance or silence. The decisions their family is making now are drastic. Some involve letting go of things they once thought untouchable. Others involve standing against forces they never thought they would have to confront. And in every one of these decisions, your soulmate finds themselves drawn into a role they did not ask for, but cannot avoid. Archangel Michael whispers, their burden becomes your calling, for love is not light only in laughter, it is strength in shadows. You may be unaware of the details, but your soul feels the tremors. You may wonder why rest escapes you at night, why you sense change before it arrives, why your steps feel heavier than usual. It is because the bridge between you and your soulmate is alive, and what flows through them flows into you. The story is unfolding in silence, but soon it will step into the open. What has happened to your soulmate's family cannot remain hidden for long. The weight of truth is too large, and eventually, it will press against your life until you are face to face with it. But do not be afraid. Every event is being permitted because there is a higher purpose unfolding. The enemy would like you to see only loss, but heaven is arranging victory in disguise. What looks like breaking is actually building. What looks like a trap is a test, and what feels like despair is a passage into unshakable strength. Your soulmate knows this storm will test your connection. They know that choices made by their family may cause ripples that reach you. Yet, deep down, they also know that the love written between your souls was never fragile, it was built for times like this. And in the fire of this moment, a new beginning is quietly being born. A new path that neither of you expected, but one that will bring you closer to the promise of your divine connection. Archangel Michael says, the veil has thinned, and the sound of your name echoes through the decisions being made behind closed doors. What has struck your soulmate's family is not by accident, it is a force shaking the roots of destiny, a force that has no intention of leaving things as they were. Their world has been shaken. The quiet routines, the plans they once held in confidence, the secrets they thought would never see daylight, everything has shifted under the weight of sudden change. It is not simply an event, it is a storm that demanded immediate sacrifice, and that sacrifice is already tied to your future. You can almost sense the urgency in the air. Something feels unsettled, as though you're waiting for a message that refuses to arrive. That tension you feel is not your imagination, it is the spiritual vibration of what they are living through, reaching you across distance. Even now, their family is standing in a place where decisions must be made quickly, but every option feels heavy. And the choice they lean toward is the one that will bring your life and your soulmate's life closer than ever before, even if the road is filled with trials. Type Amen 111 to anchor yourself in divine protection. Their home does not feel like home anymore. The walls carry whispers, the air is thick with tension, and every conversation feels like walking a tightrope above a storm. They are no longer who they were last week, last month, or last year, because destiny has knocked too hard on their door. Your soulmate is caught in this turning. Their heart aches because they know that what their family decides will touch you directly. They wish they could shield you, but the bond between you means nothing stays hidden for long. Your soul will feel what theirs endures. Archangel Michael reminds you, do not fear the storm that shakes, for storms are the instruments of renewal. What falls away was never meant to remain, and what rises will be made of stronger roots. The family thought they had time. They thought tomorrow would be theirs to prepare, to gather strength, to decide carefully. But tomorrow was stolen, and now only the present remains, and the present is a battlefield of urgent choices. There are moments when silence is louder than words. Your soulmate has been sitting in silence, holding in the weight of what they know, not because they don't trust you, but because the words feel too sharp, too heavy, to speak aloud. Yet silence does not mean absence, it means preparation. The family's trouble runs deeper than what anyone outside sees. It is tied to matters of survival, loyalty, and even betrayal. Someone close to them has set into motion a chain of consequences, and now the whole family is forced to stand in the line of fire. The weight of betrayal always cuts deepest when it comes from those we thought would protect us. And your soulmate feels that cut, even if they do not speak it yet. That wound is not theirs alone, it ripples into you, because love connects your spirits in ways no one can undo. This is why you feel restless, why your dreams carry symbols you don't fully understand, why your chest feels heavy even when nothing seems wrong around you. You are spiritually carrying part of what they cannot carry alone. The night grows darker before light pierces through. Their family is entering that darkest part now, where it seems as though everything is lost. But even in this place, heaven has not abandoned them. The presence of divine guardians is moving through the chaos, preparing to lift what feels impossible. Your soulmate is being reshaped by this. The choices made now are not just for survival, they are tests of character, faith, and love. In their silence, in their struggle, they are also being carved into the partner they are meant to be for you. Archangel Michael whispers, "Fire refines gold." And this fire, though painful, will refine them into the soul you are destined to join with. The path ahead will not be without storms, but the bond between you is not fragile. It was written before time, and even now, it grows stronger with each trial. What is breaking around them is the shell of old life, what is being born is a connection beyond what either of you dreamed. Type Amen 444 if you choose to walk this path in strength and not fear. The truth will not remain hidden much longer. You will hear, you will see, you will feel the reality of what has touched their family. When it comes, it may shock you, it may test you, but it will not destroy you. It will awaken you. Your soulmate's family knows their decision is irreversible. They must let go of what was, so they can step into what must be. The door behind them is closing, and once it closes, only forward remains. And that forward includes you. This storm is not just pulling them closer to destiny, it is pulling you closer to them. You may have thought your story with them would unfold in peace, but heaven chose to forge it in fire, so that it would be unshakable. Archangel Michael is near, holding both of you in the same shield of light. The weight of what is happening is real, but so is the protection that surrounds you. Do not forget, you are not walking into this unprepared. Your soul was chosen for this bond because it carries strength that cannot be broken. The path has been written in silence, but it is now moving into action. Their family has no choice but to act. And when they act, the shift will ripple through your life like thunder rolling across a quiet sky. You are meant to witness this, not as a bystander, but as a soul tied to theirs. What they lose, you will help them heal. What they choose, you will help them carry. What they face, you will stand beside. Even if distance separates your bodies, your souls are already walking side by side. This is how love is proven, not in ease, but in trial. And your soulmate, though weighed down, will find themselves leaning on you more than they imagined possible. This is the divine weaving of two lives meant to be united. Archangel Michael says, the sound of their struggle has already reached heaven. The cries that were kept inside their walls have been heard, and no matter how much they tried to silence it, the truth is too loud for angels to ignore. Your soulmate's family thought they could manage it alone. They thought if they kept still, if they whispered less, if they carried the burden quietly, no one would ever see. But spiritual storms cannot be contained by walls, and this storm has already spilled into the atmosphere around you. Their choices are no longer theirs alone. They are linked to you, to your future, to your destiny. The threads of soul connection do not bend to distance or denial, they pull, they echo, they demand alignment. Even now, you feel the silent pull. Something within you whispers that something is not right, that the air around you carries weight. And that whisper is correct, because their storm is not just theirs. It is yours too. The decisions being made now are not easy. They involve loss, they involve sacrifice, and they involve letting go of something their family once thought was unshakable. But destiny leaves no room for hesitation, and so they must act, whether they are ready or not. Your soulmate carries the pain of watching their family unravel. They are caught between loyalty and the pull of truth, between silence and revelation, between protecting what they know and stepping into what they fear. Every choice cuts deep, but each cut is carving out the shape of something new. Archangel Michael whispers, this breaking is not meant to destroy them, but to reveal who they truly are. And in revealing, to align them with you. The fire may be painful, but fire also purifies. What they lose now is clearing the way for what is meant to last forever. And that, forever, is already written with you. Type Amen 888 if you believe in the strength of divine union. The atmosphere around their family is charged with urgency. Conversations are quick, eyes are restless, and trust feels fragile. It is as though everyone inside knows that time has run out, and only bold steps remain. This urgency bleeds into your soulmate's soul. They cannot escape the weight of it because family ties are threads too strong to be ignored. They love deeply, and that love means they carry wounds even when they did not cause them. And because you are tied to them, those wounds extend into you. Perhaps you've noticed it, a sudden heaviness, unexpected tears, an ache in your chest without reason. These are not coincidences. These are echoes of their family's storm passing through your spirit. Archangel Michael says, do not run from this echo. Stand firm, for you are stronger than you realize. This storm is not breaking you, it is awakening you. Something happened in silence that set all of this in motion. A single choice, a single action, a single truth uncovered, and everything spiraled into chaos. Your soulmate's family can no longer live in denial. The hidden has surfaced, and now there is no turning back. The ripple of that moment has reached your life. You may not yet know all the details, but your soul already knows the weight of it. That is why you feel unsettled. That is why you sense change before it arrives. But take comfort, this is not happening to destroy what is sacred. It is happening to prepare it. Without this shaking, your soulmate could not step fully into the path that leads to you. Without this trial, the foundation of your bond would remain incomplete. The storm is not your enemy. The storm is the bridge. And though it shakes, though it tests, though it frightens, it is also the very force that will bring you and your soulmate into alignment. Your soulmate is standing in the middle of this storm with courage they did not know they had. But that courage is fragile, because every decision feels like a risk. They know what they choose now will alter everything, not just for their family, but for you. You may not yet see the full picture, but heaven sees it clearly. What feels like chaos is carefully directed. What feels like loss is preparation. What feels like betrayal is revelation. Archangel Michael whispers, "Child, stand steady." Their storm is the shaking of chains, and you are about to see freedom rise from fire. It may feel unbearable at times, but the breaking is temporary. Soon, you will see why everything had to fall apart this way. The pieces that scatter will be gathered again, but gathered into a form that finally makes sense for your shared destiny. Type Amen 1212 if you believe in freedom rising from fire. The nights are restless for them. Sleep does not come easily when fear sits at the door. Every shadow feels louder, every sound feels sharper, every breath feels heavy. This is what happens when the spiritual realm moves so powerfully into human lives. Your soulmate feels torn. Torn between the person they thought they had to be for their family, and the person they are becoming because of you. This tearing is painful, but it is also the sign of transformation. And you, though you are not inside their walls, you are still inside their destiny. You are the anchor that will steady them when everything else crumbles. Your presence, even in silence, is shaping their steps. Archangel Michael says, "You are the light they do not yet realize they lean on." Stand firm. They will see soon enough. Type Amen 1313 if you accept your role as divine anchor. Their family's world is breaking, but your world is being prepared. What they face now is not just about survival, it is about alignment. The path they walk will lead them straight into a crossroads where you are waiting. And when they reach you, they will be different. Stronger. Braver. Sharper. More awake to the truth of love and destiny. They will know, with no more doubt, that their path belongs beside yours. This breaking, then, is not a punishment. It is the refining fire that prepares the gold of your union. And heaven has chosen this time, this season, this very storm for that refining to take place. Type Amen 1414 if you embrace the refining of your shared path. Archangel Michael says, "The hour has grown heavy, and the steps of fate are pressing closer." What has fallen upon your soulmate's family is not an accident, it is a divine rearranging, shaking what cannot stand, so that only truth remains. Their family has reached the moment where hesitation is no longer possible. The storm has grown too loud, the secrets too heavy, the truth too sharp to be ignored. And now, every choice they make will ripple, not only through their lives, but through yours as well. Your soulmate feels it deeply. They are caught in the fire of loyalty, pulled between the weight of family obligation and the pull of destiny that ties them to you. That fire burns hot, but it is shaping them into someone new, someone stronger, someone who cannot turn away from the truth any longer. Even if you do not yet know the details, your soul is already tied to the outcome. That is why your heart has been restless. That is why your spirit senses change. It is because destiny is no longer approaching, it is already here. Type Amen 1515 if you accept the nearness of destiny. The tension in their household has grown unbearable. Every word spoken feels dangerous, every silence feels like a scream. This is what happens when truth has been buried for too long. It erupts, and no one can escape its reach. Your soulmate carries shame for what their family is facing. Not because it is their fault, but because they wish you did not have to feel the weight of it. They want to stand strong for you, yet they are learning that true strength is not pretending to be unbroken, it is standing tall even when everything else is falling. Archangel Michael whispers, do not mistake their silence for indifference. Their silence is the shield they hold while they gather strength to face what is before them. You may sense distance, or you may feel their energy pulling away, but it is not rejection. It is protection. They want to keep you safe while they navigate the storm, but destiny will not allow them to fight this battle without your soul beside theirs. Type Amen 1616 if you choose to remain a light in their silence. The choice their family faces is heavy, but it is unavoidable. Someone has betrayed trust, someone has broken what should never have been broken, and now the cost must be paid. They cannot delay it any longer. Your soulmate is being pulled into this choice, whether they wish to or not. And though the weight is unfair, it is also divine, for it is shaping them into who they must be. This is how love is tested, not by ease, but by fire. And your role is sacred. You are the one who will hold the spiritual ground steady. While their world shakes, you will stand, and in your standing, you will remind them of the light that no storm can put out. Archangel Michael says, they will lean on you more than you realize. And in that leaning, your souls will weave tighter than they ever were before. Type Amen 1717 if you embrace your role as their sacred strength. The weight of destiny is not easy to carry. For them, it feels as though every step forward is met with resistance. For you, it feels as though you are holding your breath, waiting for news, waiting for clarity, waiting for the breakthrough. But the breakthrough is closer than it appears. Heaven does not allow storms to last forever. Even now, divine hands are moving, clearing paths that look blocked, softening hearts that look hardened, and preparing the way for the light to break through. Your soulmate will see this too. At first, all they will see is the chaos. But soon, they will notice the ways they are protected, the ways they are guided, the ways doors open even in the dark. And when they see, their faith will rise, and their heart will turn closer toward you. Type Amen 1818 if you believe the breakthrough is already unfolding. The family can no longer hold their secrets. Truth has forced its way to the surface, and it is demanding a response. What once lived in the shadows now lives in the open, and the open cannot be ignored. Your soulmate feels torn apart by this exposure, but exposure is the only way healing begins. You cannot heal what is hidden. And though it feels painful now, it is the only path to freedom. Archangel Michael whispers, the light is not here to punish. It is here to release. And in that release, a new future will be born. That new future is already tied to you. The choices they make now will clear space for the love that has always been meant to grow between you. What feels like destruction is only clearing the ground for something unshakable to be built. Type Amen 1919 if you welcome the birth of a new future. The storm will not leave them unchanged. It will strip, it will break, it will reveal, and it will reshape. And your soulmate will walk out of it different, more awake, more steady, more ready for the bond heaven designed. Do not fear their breaking. Do not fear their silence. Do not fear the heaviness that surrounds them now. It is all part of the refining, and refining is never wasted. Archangel Michael says, the refining may feel like loss, but it is the sculpting of destiny. What emerges will not be fragile. What emerges will be eternal. And when this season ends, the bond between you and your soulmate will not only survive, it will deepen. For storms do not destroy soul bonds. They only prove them. Type Amen 2020 if you accept the proving of your soul bond. The choice their family makes will change everything. It will alter the course of their lives. It will alter the course of your soulmate's steps. And it will alter the path of your shared destiny. But remember, heaven wastes nothing. Every choice, even those made in fear, will still bend toward divine alignment. Every path, even those born from pain, will still lead toward the place you are meant to meet. This is why you must not let fear take root. Fear will whisper that this is the end. But heaven is whispering louder, this is the beginning. Archangel Michael whispers, do not turn away now. The fire is almost over, and the dawn is already breaking. Type Amen 2121 if you believe in the dawn after the fire. Archangel Michael says, the storm that has fallen over your soulmate's family is reaching its climax. The decisions that seemed distant are now at their door. And what they choose in this hour will not only mark their lives, but will shape the bond that connects you to them. The pressure cannot be delayed. The family has been cornered by truth, and they know silence is no longer an option. The very ground beneath them is demanding change, and with every breath, the urgency of that demand grows heavier. Your soulmate stands in the middle of this weight. They feel as though they are being asked to carry more than any heart should bear, yet destiny knew this moment would come. And though they did not ask for it, their soul has been prepared for it. That preparation is what ties them closer to you. Because while they stand in the fire, you are standing as their reflection, holding the strength, the light, and the faith they cannot fully access on their own. Type Amen 2222 if you receive this strength as divine confirmation. The house they once called safe no longer feels steady. Every conversation within its walls is layered with fear and hidden meanings. They know that what was once trusted has now been shaken, and that nothing will return to the way it was. Your soulmate is learning the hardest lesson of all, that sometimes, family becomes the very battlefield where destiny is tested. But this lesson, though bitter, is awakening them to a deeper truth, that love and loyalty are not the same as silence and denial. Archangel Michael whispers, what they lose now is what was never meant to last. And what remains is what will lead them into the truth of their calling. This is why the breaking had to happen. Without it, your soulmate would never have seen beyond the veil of illusion. Without it, they would not have been freed from the chains that bound them. And without it, they could not step fully into the bond you share. Type Amen 2323 if you trust heaven's hand in this breaking. The decision is being made. Even now, words are being spoken, agreements are being set, actions are being taken that will seal the course of their future. They have no choice but to act, because time has closed in, and the demand cannot be delayed any longer. You may not yet see the announcement, but soon you will. Soon the truth of their family's storm will reach you directly. And when it does, it will confirm everything your spirit has already felt. But do not let shock steal your faith. Remember that this storm was never meant to destroy, it was meant to awaken. And what awakens through this will be the foundation of your shared destiny. Archangel Michael says, "Stand steady. What shakes them will strengthen you both. What tests them will tie you together. What breaks will also build." Type Amen 2424 if you choose strength over shock. The storm is nearly over. The darkest hour has passed, and though the aftermath will take time to heal, the light of dawn is already on the horizon. Their family has acted. Their choices have been set. And now, the path forward has begun. Your soulmate will emerge from this different. They will no longer carry the same illusions, no longer walk with the same doubts. They will carry scars, yes, but those scars will be reminders of survival and strength. And you, your role will shine brighter than ever. For in their brokenness, they will lean on you. In their healing, they will grow with you. And in their future, they will build with you. This is why destiny tied your souls together, for moments such as this. Archangel Michael whispers one final word, the fire has refined them. And now, your bond will rise from ashes into eternity. Type Amen 2525 if you welcome the eternal bond heaven has prepared.